Well, oh, I'm gonna be a while on this one, so you might want to hold on and sip your sips for whatever it is, because I got to doggone dissect this documentary on house music Chicago that just aired. You know, now somebody has sent me the link, was like, "Hey man, house music Chicago." Da 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 da. Click, sent me the link. I watched it. It was an hour. Okay, I was like, I don't know who put that thing together. I really don't. Because I was just sitting there like, after I watched the whole thing, I'm like, here we go again. A whole doggone story of wish story, not history, wish story. They're wishing that was the real story. They come out first. All this stuff, New York, ba 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 ba. In the disco era, they talking about, well, in the 70s with the struggle in the and but in the process of, what are they showing? The 1968 Democratic Convention, the social unrest due to the Vietnam War. That was in the 60s, not the 70s. There was no disco music in the 60s. It was Motown. Plenty of Motown, with no disco. That didn't come until the 70s. You know, when you had like Fly Robin Fly and stuff like that, Love to Love Your Baby came along later. That was 1976. That was in there, though. Then they talking about the disco demolition and all this, and I was like, okay. So they went through all of that just to say, well, house music is the bastard child of disco. It's like, duh. House music was the answer to Steve Dawes, disco, whatever. And then they're talking about all the discotheques that closed and this and that. I'm like, well, maybe on the north side where you had the doggone gay white crowd. Maybe there. Because I know for a fact there was a doggone spot on 63rd and Low called the Taste Disco. It didn't close until this millennium sometime. Then they had another spot that was on 78th and Halsted. It was another disco. And the only reason they closed was because the city appropriated that whole city block because they were moving the 6th District Police Station. They were going to build a new police station and move the 6th District Police Station from the old dilapidated building to a brand new police building that they were building. So that's when they closed. What are they talking about? Then you got the usual suspects, had some Kirkland or some whatever, Mendel, whatever, talking about organizing all of the sock hop parties and made money and DJ'd and got 10% of the door and $500 for the party and da 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 da. I'm just sitting here like, okay, you know what? All that's real cute, real cute. Cause see, you got X amount of doggone people in Chicago. If they went to certain high schools, they thought that they were above it all. It's like, okay, which is cute back then. But they had the whole thing, everybody on there, except for Celeste Alexander, Jane Hunt, and Erwin Eberhardt. Well, Chippy, professional name. Everybody else on there was gay. Gay as a blade, just woo-hoo. The way the picture was painted, it was painted as if gay people started the whole house music thing. It was just all them, and that's it. And it was nothing before, and and that's a crock. When everything started, it was some high school teenagers that were DJing here and there, and all of that. Now, I'm not going to go into who named house and what was it. I'm not going to even go into all that because Frankie pretty much said that on one of his last interviews that wasn't included, mind you, called Couch Wisdom. Y'all can put it up on YouTube. He said that he was driving on the south side of Chicago and seeing this tavern on the corner, and it had a sign on the window said, "We play house music." Oh, guess who was DJing there? Me. But, they don't mention or nothing like that, because I'm not gay. They had Ralphie Rosario. He was part of this group called the Hot Mix 5. Did they have Kenny Jason say anything? Nope. Scott Seals? Nah. Farley Jackmaster Funk? Nah. Mickey Oliver? Nah. They're not gay. Did Maurice Joshua get a chance to say anything? Since they had DJs of different generations all on there, right? He won a Grammy, second generation house music DJ. He has a street name for himself. All of that. They have him on there speaking? No, he's not gay. Steve Hurley? Nah. Anybody give me hey, we're doing this. We know you wrote a book on this and it's on display for the Chicago house music thing at Navy Pier. No. Why? Because I'm not gay. They turned it into a whole gay thing. Right? And that's why I disconnected myself like a while back. Not no recent, a while back, because I seen what things was going. I saw where they were going. I'm like, okay, you all are trying to make like, okay, we're the gay ones and we're going to take all the credit for everything. Just like the chosen few DJs, they're trying to take credit for whatever. It's like they weren't even DJing back then. Okay. They started their doggone event, that big party they got. What was it, about 30 years ago? House music started 44 years ago. If I'm not mistaken, 1981 is the year. Now, I don't know if that's 44 years before now, but yeah, that's when the name started circulating around amongst the young people for the type of mixing we were doing and all of that. But then they, and I appreciate them pulling out an old Frankie Knuckles interview and spotlighting him on the deal. Okay, that makes up for the one that they had on Unsung that didn't really do him justice. But overall, I'm like, they turned to a straight up gay thing. Like I said, that's the reason I was like, oh man, we didn't. No, well, you want to? No, that's all right. Man, what's up? I'm like, what's up is the whole everything that turned fake and phony. Like I said, you had the one dude, if I didn't say it already, you had the dude, the Mendel High School boy, talking about what he did back then. And I'm sitting here with all these people. It's like, okay, all of that is cool. What y'all got going on in your life now? Why are y'all broke? Or underemployed? Let's talk about that. Oh, well, it's like, yeah, why all of these? And I got to go in here because I love showing receipts. These did it all, got it going on, characters, this and that. As to the kids, why was your kids in public school? In Chicago? My son wasn't. You see what that is? Mount Carmel High School. Very well-known high school. Opened in 1900, still open. Unlike Mendel High School, talking about where they couldn't generate the revenue for the okay. Well, when my son was going there, tuition $10,000 a year. That's just tuition. Now you got all the extra twos and fews you got to do. You know what I'm saying? What up with that? Okay. You got all these characters still trying to DJ here and go there and do this and do that. They're not getting paid. Then they had one thing on there that's talking about they got all these other DJs, white DJs, that are millionaires, you know. This one, 300 million. Testillo or Tessa, whatever, however you say his name, 170 million. That one, David Guetta, whatever, millions of dollars. And, you know, that's just not fair. It's just like, that is fair. Look at their audience. Look at their audience and what they spend. You all are DJing for a black crowd. How much you think they're going to spend? I mean, what do they charge the chosen few to get in per person? You know what? $60 a person? People upset about that. They keep going up on the price. When they get to $100 a head, people ain't coming out. Be like, no, we ain't finna do that one. Show enough. See? But that's this whole house music thing. Everybody is doggone trying to get validation and telling wish story, not history. They're making up a history that they wish was true. And it's not. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, all this footage from New York and stuff and this and that, what's that about? You know? Yeah, because, you know, we had to be secretive and this and that. So that has nothing to do with house music. That was pre-disco, and they were saying it was a disco era. I'm like, no, it wasn't. There was no disco during the doggone 1968 Democrat Convention. Then, out of everything going on, who they got talking on there? Well, you know, Barack Obama recognized with Chicago and this and that, you know, because he's from Chicago and house music. I'm like, he is not from Chicago. He grew up in Hawaii. The only thing that Barack Obama knew about Chicago was after he got with Big Mike. That's it. Okay. So don't even, well, you know, no, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Because he's about what? A year older than me, maybe? What's he, 63 right now? I could check it out and see right on here. How old is former President Obama?
According to Wikipedia, the youngest living former president is Barack Obama, age 63.
63, just like I said, okay? Yeah, so if he grew up on house music, why wasn't he around? Nobody remember him from any of the parties, right? He didn't grow up in Chicago. He grew up privileged in Hawaii. So stop it. End up at Harvard. You know, come on. He can't tell you any history. But, you know, oh, it's a real famous face. And, you know, that's what they do. You know, I'm just sitting here like, that's why I came with them, because they fake, they phony. Then they want to talk about how the music is about love and the culture and this. I can't tell. The way they going about doing things, I can't tell. If it's all about so much love and culture and this and that and that and this, why are so many people excluded out of everything? You know, and I'm not talking about myself. It's a whole crop load of younger DJs that like house music, that would love to be doing something. They are totally excluded. Everyone that has been in it since 1981 are sitting there trying to keep all the shine to themselves. You know? Yeah. And one thing I'm glad they said that Terry Hunter and Mike Dunn were added to the chosen few DJs later. It's like, yeah, because the only one that really was DJing was Andre. And speaking of Andre Hatchett, they were talking about Ron Hardy on there. And they were saying, oh, well, Ron Hardy, when he was at the Music Box, 326 Lower Wacker, that wasn't the Music Box. The Music Box was on 16th and Indiana. That was the real one. 326 was the R2 Underground. Okay. Andre Hatchett and Craig Cannonball Cannon, rest in peace. Those were the resident DJs at that spot. After the Music Box closed on 16th and Indiana, because they were bootlegging electricity off of a power meter from a Chinese food restaurant, and they got caught. That was it. You know, that was it. But see, that's a truth that people don't talk about because they don't want, I don't want nobody to know that. Yeah, it's people that was full of it. Broke ass people. And that's with them now. Broke ass people, calling me on my phone, talking about, don't nobody care about what you got, your house and all the land you own and your Mercedes and and all this, and you retired. I'm like, okay, well, what you call me for then to tell me what somebody don't care about? Huh? What you call me for? Oh, because they jealous. See, they fucked their life off on this party scene. Now a bunch of them, they have to work the rest of their days until they die because they don't have pensions coming. Yeah, they could wait for Social Security. Social Security money ain't no money, not no live on money. So, yeah, they done. They are right exactly where I said that they would be in 2024. I predicted it 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I said, you all better start getting yourself into some type of doggone career-oriented job, or in 20 years, you're going to be hating life, right? Because you're not going to be able to retire from anything. None of them got jobs they can retire from. You got Alan King of the Chosen Few DJs. He's a lawyer, and I'm like, kudos for you. He has a job he could do until he dies, as long as he's functional. He's not like Joe Biden. He could represent people in a court. No problem. Continually make money. What about the rest of them? It's over. And I just sit there and laugh. And I tell you, some people may take this to Leonard's trying to diss on people. I ain't trying to nothing. I'm telling the truth. And I don't give a damn who feelings get hurt at all. On period. People start doing these little documentaries, and with all the information that's out there, if they start telling the true stories of it all instead of all these made up whatever it is, yeah. See, because I tell you, they're talking about the this and that and whatever. Okay, I can go right in here. Like a friend of mine, Tiffany, knows, I'm a master of showing receipts. Yeah. Music Box membership card. 16th in Indiana. I got the membership card, so I know where I was going using the membership card. It wasn't at no 326 Lower Wacker Drive. Hell no. The sound system wasn't even the same over there. The one on 16th in Indiana was much, much louder. The loudest thing I ever heard in my life. So get out of here. But I'm almost at the 20-minute mark. I'm going to shut this down. But all these people, they do their little things. I just sit and be like, they full of it. They really are. They full of themselves. And they're still trying to they're still trying to gain something. They're still trying to get validation for what they did that ain't making no money no way.